Hello, everybody. Before we dive, and that's the key word here today, dive deeply into this week's video, I wanted to let you know about two scary special offers that I've got going on through my website. First of all, there are scary, I promise I won't do that again, bundles on my video courses that are presently open. In addition to that, there's a scary, right? I know I said I wouldn't do it again, but how can I scare you if it's not unexpected, right? There's also a scary special offer on my astrological services. You can find the link to the scary bundle of courses right up above, and equally the link to the scary deal on the astrological services above as well. So sometimes a little of what you want feels like a little too little. And so then you find yourself going for just a little more. And then that little more, again, seems like it's a little too little. So you try a lot more. And you go into that lot more, and that lot more still feels like it's not enough. And so you go overboard. You just, pile all the things on that you think are going to bring you some enjoyment until you exhaust the potential or the possibility of that thing ever providing you with any pleasure in life at all. That may seem like it's a bad thing, especially if that thing that you thought was going to bring enjoyment into your life isn't a thing at all, if it's another person. Because suddenly you find yourself in a position where you feel guilty for letting go of somebody who's in your life. You recognize that someone doesn't bring pleasure, enjoyment, or enrichment to your life, but you feel guilty just kind of going, right, there's no space for this relationship anymore. Now, regardless of whether that's a relationship to a person or a relationship to a thing, you're likely finding yourself in just such a conundrum right now. And if you want to know what area of your life that might be related to, well, that's going to depend upon where Venus is transiting in your chart, what it rules in your chart, so many different things. For more information on that, you can visit my astrological services page where I mentioned there's a special offer available for you at the link above. Whatever the case may be, Venus, as it's transiting through Mula Nakshatra, is also conjuncting Ketu. And with that being the case, Ketu has this tendency to bring feelings of suppression. What do I mean by that? We want enjoyment. We want things to be good, but we don't really seem to be able to find the level of enjoyment that we really want to find. And with Venus in Mula Nakshatra, when we begin to feel or sense that level of displeasure, we start going, I have to get to the root of what the problem is, because I want better things in my life. I want better people in my life. I want things and people in my life that support my path going forward, rather than things and people in my life that pull my path down. Ketu's in Anuradha Nakshatra. As this transit of Venus is going on, it's likely going to take you into the space of examination, taking a look at the things which belong in your life and taking a look at the things that no longer belong in your life. But in order to get to that particular space, it's likely going to take you through, well, a little bit of a passionate process. And I only said passionate process because those two words sound really good together. Right? No, really, though, seriously, aside from it sounding good together, this is going to take you through a passionate process. That's good. You deserve pleasure. You deserve to have an enjoyable life. Now, before you, take that as me giving you permission to go eat an entire chocolate cake by yourself or to drink a bottle of Jack Daniels or any of those other things that really are not going to be good for you, please understand, I'm not telling you to go into that type of a situation passionately. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 pieces of cake, but not the whole thing, okay? But sometimes you have to have that passionate experience of throwing yourself towards the thing or the person that you really want in your life in order to find out whether it's something that really fits. Now, this is something that could have been going on for several years for you already, or you could be finding yourself in just such a scenario at the present moment where you want to throw yourself passionately into a situation. You want to really refine a particular area of your life that Venus is related to, whether that's your relationship or whether it's wherever Venus is ruling in your chart. You may find yourself during this period wanting to refine things to the nth degree, to add value to those things. But during that process, you're likely going to find that it's never quite getting to the level that you want it to. Okay? Now, if this is connected to a relationship, so first of all, I want to let you know, if somebody is in your life and they don't enrich your life, that's worth taking a look at. That's worth taking a look at whether or not they still belong in your life. How do you do that? Well, you've got to decide, what is it that this person brings into my life? That may seem very selfish. It's not selfish. If you're not 100% in love with yourself, right? And before you think that's egotistical, no, that's not a bad thing. If you're not 100% in love with yourself and love yourself to the point that you've decided that you're going to have people around you who not necessarily give you the level of attention that you deserve, because, hey, people can't always give us the level of attention that we want, but we get to set the threshold of how low the amount of respect we get from somebody can be. In short, some people add value to our lives and some people diminish value to our lives. And if you're not 100% in love with yourself to the extent that you're going to make yourself feel okay and make your life feel like it's worth living, if you're not 100% behind that particular process, you're not going to be able to be a selfless person. And it may seem like that's a bit of a selfish space to be in by going, okay, does this person add value to my life? After all, it kind of seems like you're going, right, you're a transaction, or you're this, or you're that in my life. And on a certain level, that's part of human existence, right? And sometimes we reach a crossroads, a point where something that previously fit, or someone that previously fit, no longer fits anymore. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going, it's time to dissolve that bond. It's time to destroy that bond. It's time to maybe let this process, either, break this process apart through a diplomatic conversation, or as well, maybe it's time to just let things naturally go their separate ways, right? Whatever the case may be, you're beginning to discover a lot of what you don't want in your life. So what is it that you do want? You want something very special because you're very special. You want something that's going to make it feel to you like there's a reason to get up in the morning. And there should be a reason to get up in the morning, right? Unless you want to lay in bed for a little bit longer, hey, that's okay too. But I think you know what I mean. We want to have a reason to feel like it's okay going forward. It may feel to you like between now and let's say the 6th of November, that you're in a space where you're going, I'm not getting the level of enjoyment. I'm not getting the level of pleasure out of my life that I want to get. Do know that's just going to get better naturally. Part of that process will likely take you through a degree of a sobering experience, because it's important to understand that when Venus is in Mula Nakshatra connected to Ketu, that Ketu's position in terms of Nakshatras also becomes important. And Ketu's in Anuradha. So this time is for you to use wisely to discover those things that you need to have a safe distance from, or maybe a rather safe large distance from in your life, and those things to which you can be completely and utterly devoted. The first step to that process is letting yourself be completely and utterly devoted to yourself. Build your own strength. Build your own level of enjoyment so that you then have more to give to other people who enrich your path. And hey, enjoyment only builds from there. And if you could use a little bit of help making wiser decisions going forward, I'm always happy to help, happy to have too. I'm happy to have and I'm happy to help. And if you would like to schedule in an astrological service with me, you can do that through my astrological services page, which you will find linked above. That's going to do it for this look at Venus's transit through Mula Nakshatra, which takes place between now and the 8th of November 2021. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.